There are only 4 teams left. Most of these teams have not had the prettiest victories. Most of these games have been hard fought. Nonetheless, 4 of these teams have survived. Every weakness has been exposed. Every strength has been tested. And now it's not about who's better. It's about who's built for the moments that matter the most. Championship Sunday isn't about potential. It's about execution. So let's talk about who's going to be moving them chains and who's joining the rest in Cancun. What's going on, everybody? This is your host, Michael, on the Moving Them Chains podcast. We all we got, we all we need. We have 14-3 this year versus the number 1 seed, 2018. And the Denver Broncos haven't been to an AFC title. Easy strength of schedule, which that's a whole nother discussion for both of these. Unless they're here. 12-5, 5 seed Los Angeles Rams versus this is the Rams' first NFC title game since 2022. Fairly title game since 2014, the year they lost to. And yes, they should have ran it, but they didn't. 4 teams, 2 tickets to the Super Bowl. Today we're going to break down why these teams are here and how they're going to win these games. The England Patriots were 4-13. Now they're 14-3. They're here because they rebuilt their identity. And Vrabel didn't just walk into this job with people wondering who he is. He's been here before. In 2019, he beat the New England Patriots in the wild card round and went on to beat Baltimore with Lamar Jackson, who went on to win the Super Bowl that year in the AFC Championship time. Nobody looked at that Titans team and went, man, they're going to go to that. So prior to his coaching job, he was a linebacker for the New England Patriots for quite a bit. He was there in the early 2000s and won 3 Super Bowls with the team. This team is a direct reflection of Mike Vrabel's character. They are disciplined, they are physical, and they're situational. Just the pass rush. They need to get the number 1 receiver. Nonetheless, this team is proving to be better than what people want to do. I'm a Pats fan. I'm saying that from a realistic fan standpoint because before Patriots football, offensively, everything revolves around Drake May and his legendary offensive coordinator, Josh McDaniels. Players have to execute. So it's not just the coaching. This is also a 3-time Super Bowl champion as often glimpses in his first year, and this year he's had drastic improvement now. It hasn't always been the prettiest. This postseason has. Now, if the Patriots want to win this game, they're going to have to do something. Going to have to protect Drake May. He cannot keep getting hit. And most of these fumbles that he's been having is being strip sacked in the middle of who I'm specifically talking about, has been going up against the best. And not to mention, they're bull rushers. Will Campbell's arm length and size against him. Block is happening. Drake May is about to throw the ball. These guys in Denver are more of speed rushers than they are power rushers. In wildcard week with the Chargers, who have Khalil Mack in the league with Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. And now they're also going to face the number 2 defense in the league, who lead the league in sacks and pressures, respectively between Nick Bonito and Jonathan Cooper. They have 76 and 50. Austin Hooper and Ramondre Stevenson to really chip at them. We are also going to have to create space and definitely establish the run early. This game, Denver's only playoff game this postseason. They allowed 30 points. They allowed a Bills offense who doesn't have a true 30 points on them. And of course, it's mostly just because of Josh Allen and James. But even with that, they torched them. They relied on 21 personnel and 12 personnel in this postseason. 21 personnel is 2 running backs and a tight end. And 12 personnel is 1 running back and 2 tight ends. Spread it out a little bit more. Still utilize those, but Pop, I think they've been doing very well behind man coverage. The key to that is getting off the line quick and making the passes quick. To be fair, the Broncos have allowed a lot of intermediate passes. We're also going to have to being depleted. Nonetheless, have been dialing up, and it needs to get. Even in his 4 starts, he's showed signs that he can. Making him do that is what you need to do. And not only the best offensive line in football, where they've allowed a little over 20, the same game plan for Stidham as they did for Bo Nix, then it's very key that Christian, and you can even use Pettis as part of it too. Looks like Christian Barmore, Milton Williams, and Chastain are gonna have to force Stidham to play the 3rd and long game. We're gonna also have to attack Riley Moss. Now, he is the CB2 behind Pat this year with penalties, especially defensive holding, defensive pass interference, allowing a lot of mention on the 28 attempts on deep balls. He's been beat on 9 of them by taller receivers as well, and we have Matt Collins back. We have to force Stidham to win. They've been executing even in games where it came down to the wire. Any games that could have gone either way, but the Broncos made sure that they stayed. Who is a Super Bowl champion with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints? Fourth NFC title game appearance. That was definitely a DPI. And it doesn't have Bo Nix now because of the ankle injury. He's got Jared. Imagine that the game plan is probably going to be about protecting the football, especially their defense having to create turnovers and controlling the pace, making the other team's defense have to stay on the field, and they get. And if the Broncos want to win this game, they cannot let that happen. And now in the NFC, we've got the Rams, whose identity is champion. This is not unfamiliar territory. They're Matthew Stafford, who was there for the last one in 2022, where they defeated the Cincinnati. Not to mention, Matthew Stafford is an MVP candidate. Score fast. They like to adapt on the fly, and they will exploit having phenomenal coaching and phenomenal experiences. Put the pressure on Sam Darnold, which isn't going to be easy because he does have an. They're going to have to dictate the pace, and they have to make sure that they protect Matthew Stafford. And of course, they have to execute on early down. The Seahawks are here because they're built from the inside out. Second-year head coach has completely reshaped this team. Defense, disciplined execution, and situational football to them. Now, of course, they will not have Zach Charbonnet for the rest of the postseason. Damper on the running game, but that's still fine. They still have K9. This season, Sam Darnold has played some of his best football that he's played in years. The thing is, Seattle doesn't beat themselves. They trust their defense in close games, and they win. They'll have an Offensive Player of the Year candidate in Puka Nacua. Now, Seattle wants to win this game, this NFC West division. They are going to have to keep the Rams and Matt Stafford off the field. They're going to have to protect Sam Darnold, and they're going to have to make this a physical and methodical. Now, in these games, coaching matters. Quarterback play matters. Situational football matters. These four teams didn't get here by accident. The teams that move on are the teams that stay disciplined, especially when the pressure inevitably hits. Because we've seen teams dominate and just fall apart in the major moments when they. I'm going to take the Patriots to defeat the Broncos 31-17. I'm going to take the Rams to beat the Seahawks 30-27. Prediction: Patriots versus Rams. Just like gets to the Super Bowl with the Patriots versus an MVP candidate, the same result is going to happen where the Patriots defeat the Rams. But that's a video. But that's it for this episode of Moving Them Chains podcast. Thank you for tuning in and showing your support. I hope to make more videos in the subscribe to my channel. Like this video, share this video, drop a game away from the Super Bowl. We're almost there. I get into the Super Bowl, that's where myths become. No shortcuts, no excuses. Until next time, keep moving them chains.